Hey, Shalom, Mashallah. In the start of source, but giving no praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Ruach HaKodesh, that belongs to the apostles of GMS, and honesty, brothers, done work and truth, war, sincerity. I was reading this article here, brother shares Homeland Security warns terrorists may exploit COVID-19 pandemic, right? And the point that I wanted to get, right, is down here. It says another portion of the bulletin singles out activity by white supremacists online who the DHS, Department of Homeland Security, says have advocated for violence against a range of targets, including critical infrastructure and faith-based and minority communities, including Asian Americans, in response to the COVID-19 outbreak. Right now, reason I wanted to get it because these Asian Americans, these Moabites, what do you call it? These Moabites, Ammonites, basically these gook-looking individuals, right? They are coming under attack. For instance, there was something trending apparently. China-lied people died, right? So Esau's showing that he's a racist bastard, man, right? Which is why ultimately everyone hates this devil, right? But this sentiment, right, is basically gonna spread, right? This sentiment and this racial things have been racial, but things are gonna become more racial. It's gonna become outwardly racial, right? Like these Brits, when after Brexit they started showing how racist they are, right? And now with this coronavirus, right, people have been, these Moabites, Ammonites, right, they've been seeing how racist this devil is, man, right? In fact, I was actually watching an episode of was it Love, Death and Robots? It's on Netflix, and one of the episodes, Good Hunting, where it actually touches on how basically the Brits were over there in China, and although it's a mythical story, this particular one, right? Yeah, it says spoiler alert, but um, in it, they basically show how basically saying these Brits were just going around raping their women. That's what they were putting in the mind of the people there, right? So this is just Chinese people targeted. This is top stories, and this has been going on for a while, right? It says spit on, yelled at, attacked. Chinese Americans fear for their safety. The New York Times. Trump says Asian Americans were targeted by nasty language during coronavirus pandemic. This is going back 18th February, which feels like a long, long time ago now. Right, so Chinese people in UK targeted with abuse over coronavirus. Right, it says Time.com as coronavirus spreads, so does xenophobia and anti-Asian racism. 6th of March 2020. Right, coronavirus, UK sees a rise in racism targeting Asian people after outbreak in whatever, what have you. Right. Yeah, same again, 5 days, whatever, what have you. So hey, they're starting to feel, but as Jake is all like, well, you shouldn't be racist to them, but no one cared when it was Jake, right? Everyone just carried on about their business. Oh, you got called a nigga? Well, he is a nigga, though, isn't he? Right? that was their look on things, man. Right? But now that it's happening to them, right? They're like, but we thought you was on our side, right? And then they once again they realize this man's just the devil, right? So things are racial, and things are gonna get even more racial. This is Isaiah 13:14, right? And it shall be as a chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land, right? Now, people are going to start going back home to their lands, man. People are going to be sticking to each other, sticking to their own race, right? Rather people that look like them, because, these people aren't spiritual, right? Like, for instance, you might have one of these so-called white boys or whatever, and then we'll be able to say, well, that's a Jake, right? But he's going to be going around, Edomites for protection, right? Other Edomites or whatever, they're going to be banding together, right? So-called black people are going to be banding together, right? So-called Chinese-looking people are going to be, what do you call it, banding together, right? But you know, this whole melting pot situation that we got, that ain't gonna be running soon anymore, man. Right, and as more and more things are happening in the world, that's gonna become more and more apparent, right? It says Jeremiah 51:9, echoing the same points as we would have healed Babylon, but she's not healed, right? Babylon is referring to America, Babel, right, meaning confusion, land, right? So the land of confusion, right? America is the land of confusion, right? Is that great city Babylon, right? It says, but she's not healed, right? So ain't no saving America, man, right? It says, forsake her, right? And let us go everyone into his own country, right? Reiterating the same point of people are gonna start going back to their own lands. They're gonna be like, nah, fuck this place. There ain't nothing there for them. For instance, if you look at England, for example, if you was an Eastern European, when you came here to work, and these Eastern Europeans work fucking hard, man, right? They work hard. A lot of them are Jake, right? But they getting that Jake treatment as well, right? They may have expected to just come over here and work or whatever, right? Oh, but I look like white man and think that they can, just have a good easy time, just work. But then they found out that these motherfuckers are racist, man. There's a video at the moment where a guy is driving through East Ham or West Ham, basically somewhere over there in the east of London, right? And he's basically just like, oh, look at all of these people, right? So never seen so many blacks go to Iceland, right? What about the social distancing? Ain't social distancing. And then at the end of the clip, it goes, oh, well, hey, look, here's a white woman. Ah, wait, nah, she's probably Eastern European. That's what he said, right? And these are the things that people remember these things, man. So things are getting very racial, and they're going to become more and more racial because people's inner hate is going to start coming out. This facade is going to fall. A lot of Jake are surprised when they see Esau being racist. I'm just there like, yo, where have you been? Open your eyes, right? For her judgment reacheth unto heaven. So America's going through all of this because of the wickedness, right? You read Revelation 18:5. It says because the sins are mounted up into the heaven, right? There's you look at the inception of America. You read that in Isaiah 47 chapter. Stand down now, thine enchantment which thou have labored from thy youth. That youth representing the inception of America, when America, how America was founded upon witchcraft. When it was founded upon witchcraft, founded upon murder, and founded upon blood. And then when you read Exodus 35:33, it says, blood cannot be cleansed. The land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Right? And you look at from how this man got America to this point, all he's been doing is shedding the blood first of the children of Israel, but then also of these heathens as well. Right? Because when you look at it, and the older brother Rakar, which were in our camp, London camp, he always says all of these nations have a bone to pick with Esau, man. Right? It says, for her judgment reached unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. Okay. And then the end of this is the second Ezra 15:14. The point I want is in 16. Right? It says, woe unto the world and them that dwell in, so destruction. It's the world and them that dwell therein. Right? If you ain't a man of the Lord, things are gonna get. I mean, we gonna be going through some stuff, but these people are gonna be going through some stuff, right? We might. What do you call it? The flesh might suffer in the times to come, but we gonna be all right. Ultimately, you read Isaiah 65:13. It says, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. My servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Verse 16 says, my servant shall laugh, right? But ye shall mourn. So things for us, we gonna be all right, in the spirit. We gonna be all right, and people gonna be looking at us like, yo, why is he all right? It's because we have this truth. So the Lord's gonna send His angels to protect the men of the Lord, right, and the household and them that the Lord deems worthy of salvation. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And what you're seeing right now is the preparation of that sword. The word, you read Ezekiel 21:9, said the sword is sharpened, it is also furbished. The word furbished is polished, right? Like you're perfecting it. Esau's been perfecting his sword, right? And he's getting ready to take his sword for what do you call it? For a spin, right? So this destruction is drawing nigh, right? And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. So they gonna peep this whole happy life. You know, people, things are gonna get is partisan. I don't know if that. I don't think that's the word I want. But people are gonna start being on one side. We are one group of people on one side, another group of people on another side. Right? They're gonna be just death on all forms. Whether it's the bioweapons that Esau's gonna be releasing, the people looting, the people robbing each other, the martial law troops killing people. They just a whole load of death coming to this place. Right, the famine, can't forget the famine, fucking hell. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For they shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the cause of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. And that's what we're seeing right now. Like people wanting people wanted to leave their houses. They told the elderly of England to basically say, or rather high risk people, not elderly technically speaking, high risk people, 1.5 million people, right, to stay at home for the next 12 weeks. You telling a man to stay in his house for 12 weeks? Well, you go fucking crazy. Even prisoners get some time out. Right, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And all these, and this whole place is proud because he's the ruler. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? Right, and Sirach 10, it says, as the ruler of the city is so the people that dwell therein, roughly paraphrasing. So all of these nations are proud, all of their cities are proud. They even have events called Pride celebrating homosexuality. So they're going to be destroyed. So as always, Lords, all that was edifying. Till the next time, Shalom.